Hey glossettes, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? Tell me down below as usual. In today's video, it's Tutorial Tuesday, of course, so I'm going to be giving you guys a little building tutorial, and this one was actually requested. A while ago on Twitter, I posted a photo of like my Bloxburg trophies in my castle trophy case, and somebody wanted to know how to make it, so I said I'd do a tutorial, and here I am. So yeah, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a trophy case. More specifically, I'm going to show you how to make this trophy case. So this very fancy looking one, and once you've watched this tutorial and you've kind of got the hang of how to make them, you can customize this to have whatever layout you want. For example, this one is slightly different to the one in the tweet. As you can see, I've got like different shelves and stuff in the tweet, but yeah, I'm basically just going to be showing you how to make this specific layout of trophy case, if that makes sense. And yeah, that's it. We're going to get straight into it. So let's hop into build mode, and of course I'm going to let you guys know how much this will cost, what game passes you need, and the items you need to build it. So now first of all, we need to look over here. So for the price, I'm going to show you two prices. The first price is going to be like the cost of all of this, so not the trophies of course, but it includes the little circular discs the trophies sit on and the lights and stuff like that, which I'm classing as extras. So the full price of everything will be the top price, and then the cheaper price below is the price of this but without the circular discs and without the light, just in case you guys want to kind of spend a bit less, because it is pretty expensive to build this. So those are the two prices. And in terms of game passes, you need the advanced placing game pass, but you don't need the transform game pass. I'm going to show you how to do this without the transform game pass and with it. So I'm going to show you guys two different techniques as we go along. So if you don't have the transform game pass but you have the advanced placing, you can still build this. So I have a wall here that's 4 blocks long because this is like the size of trophy case we're making, but let me show you guys the actual items you will need. You will need a basic shaped cube, one of these fancy pillars, I can't remember its name so I'll put it on screen now, a transparent basic shaped cube, and then for the extras you will need a basic shaped cylinder and one of these lights. Once again, I will put the name of this light on screen, and that's basically it. So we're just gonna get straight into it. The first step is you want to grab one of these basic shapes and you want to just place it in between two of these squares. So we have the 4 blocks along, and for this 2 block section you want to place this in the middle. Once you've done that, on the medium placement grid we are going to size this so it's the length of the 2 squares, and then extend it out a tiny bit so its width is just a bit smaller than the square's width. And then on the small placement grid we're just going to size this down a bit. You can basically make it whatever height you want. This is basically like the decorative base thing here. So yeah, I'm going to make mine around this tall, and once I've done that I'm going to move it so it's against the wall, but I'm going to make sure it's still in line with these 2 squares. Next, what you want to do is you want to copy and paste it and place it into the 2 block squares next to it like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste it again but put it on top, and then on the small placement we are going to move it so it's just in like this, so it's not the same width exactly, and then move it down a little bit like this, and then we're going to copy and paste it onto the one next to it, so it should look something like this. And then once again for the next step we're going to grab another basic shape, and I'm just going to place this here. And what you want to do for this one is on the small placement grid we are going to make this like kind of around this thin, then we're going to extend it so it matches up with this bit here, and then we're going to extend it upwards so it's the same height as the wall. Once you've done that, we are going to move this so it's directly in the middle of the 4 blocks like this, and then we're going to put one on each side. And I'm also going to move this on the small placement grid just so it kind of aligns up with the sides a bit more like that. So far it should look something like this. The next step is these shelves, and this is where I'm going to show you guys how to do this with the transform tool and how to do it without it. So starting up with the transform tool, what you want to do is you want to grab a cube, and on the medium placement grid we're going to make this the same length as the 2 squares. Basically just make this the same shape as the base like this, but then I'm also going to size it inwards just so, can you see down there, it's not like past the wall at the side, it goes slightly inwards. So once you've done that, it is time for me to show you how to do this with the transform tool. So on the medium placement grid, using the transform tool, I'm just going to move this up to around here like this. Then I'm going to copy and paste it, and I'm going to do the same again. So you're basically just placing your shelves, and for this I'm just doing 2. So there's technically 3 shelf spaces. And now let me show you how to do this without the transform tool. So I'm just going to copy and paste this so we've got our shelf already. But what you want to do is grab a basic shape, and then you want to make the basic shape the same height as whatever the height is that you're placing the shelf. So for this one, I'm going to make it the same height as this over here, just so the shelves match up. So So you basically just need to make this the same height as whatever height you want to place this at, if that makes sense. Next, you want to grab a carpet and just place this on top. And then you want to grab your shelf and you want to place this on top of the carpet and put it wherever you want it. As you can see, mine's just in line with the other shelf. And then you want to delete the carpet and delete the basic shape like this. If you can't see the carpet and it's hidden in the shelf, then don't worry about it. It won't affect it at all, but that is basically how you add shelves without the transform tool. Once you've done your shelves, it should look like this. And what we're going to do now is grab our pillar, and we're also going to put it on the medium placement grid and place a pillar in the middle, on the side here, and on the other side, so it should look like this. We're nearly done with the structure of the case, but what we want to do now is once again grab our basic shape, and we want to make this the same size as the base again, so just a bit bigger than the shelves, and basically just size this wherever you want. So I'm going to size mine so it's about that big, and then what you want to do is you want to copy and paste it, place it on top, and make this one a slight bit bigger like this. This is the shape you should end up with, a smaller bit on the bottom and a bigger bit on top, and it's basically the bottom bit but flipped around. And this is actually the roof of our trophy case. So once again, I'm going to show you how to put this at the top with the transform tool and without it. So with the transform tool, it's super easy. You're just going to move it up like this, and there you go. Have this kind of like at the top, but if you don't have the transform tool, we're going to do the same thing as earlier. So we're going to move the basic shape to however tall we want it. Then we're going to grab a carpet and put it on top, and then we're going to grab our piece and just put it on top like this and get rid of the basic shape underneath. And there you go. That is the rough kind of like frame of the trophy case. I'm just going to paint mine very quickly, and now it's time for the glass. So you want to grab your transparent basic shape, and we're going to place this in here like this. And it's very hard to see this, so I do recommend painting it white because it's easier to see. But on the medium placement grid, we are just going to make this the smallest width like this, so it's a very thin pane of glass. And then we're going to size this so it's the same kind of length as the trophy case, and then we're going to move this up until it hits the shelf above it. Oh, that was a bit too far. Use the small placement grid if it's kind of glitching through, and just make it fit perfectly like that. What we're going to do in a second is copy and paste this into every shelf, but first we're going to do the decorations inside. And like I said at the start, this is kind of an extra detail, so if you don't want to waste the money on it, then don't do it. But what you want to do if you want to do this bit is grab the vertical cylinder, place this in here, and then with the small placement grid, make this as flat as possible, and then make the sides of it whatever you want. I think I'm gonna have mine around that. Let me just color this quickly. So you basically just have this like flat plate thing, and on the medium placement grid, we are going to copy and paste this and just place 3 in every single shelf like this. And this is where the trophies are going to sit, but as I said, you don't need to do this. You can just place the trophies in anyways, and it looks just as good. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna keep this in. So there we go. That is the little disc things. Next is the light. So we're gonna grab this light, and what you want to do for this is just on the small placement grid, add this in the corners at the back or wherever you want. It would kind of look cute along the shelves like this as well, but I'm just gonna stick to the corners. So yeah, you basically just want to add it like this. I'm gonna color mine pink, a very light pink. We're gonna add one here and one here, and there we go. There's our lights at the back. That was the extra stuff. And now what we can do is we can grab our pane of glass and place this in every shelf. You just want to copy and paste it. Some shelves may not be the same size. As you can see, this one has a gap and this one doesn't, so you just want to make sure you extend the glass all the way if that happens. This is basically the finishing step, just adding your glass in here. And of course, you need to add the trophies in there, so if you ever need to add a trophy, you can just get the glass and place it somewhere else, so you can kind of put your trophies in here. Let me grab one. So I'm gonna put one of my elf trophies in. You just pop the trophy in, and then you pop the glass back in like that, and that is it. That is how you build the trophy case, and it just looks super cute. I love them so much. They're a great way to display your trophies. And that's it for this tutorial Tuesday. That's how to build it. If you try this hack, of course, tag me. I would love to see it. My username is glossyYT on all socials. And yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you all so much, glossettes. Have an amazing day. XOXO, Glossy Girl.